Hi guys, one topic I wanted to talk to you about briefly was you may notice there is no special place to list private classes or drop-in classes. So I wanted to touch on that quickly. I guess to me the place that those logically would fall would be under a seminar, typically because they're usually under an hour. People sign up for an hour or less. So we've had two different thought processes with that. We could outright ban it, and I'll get to why in a minute, or we could allow it sort of with no limitations. And I think sort of both of those are issues. So our big concern with the private classes and drop-ins is simply for some of the more popular sports like agility, any training center could probably say they, in theory, offer private lessons or drop-in classes 8 or more hours per day every day. So if a few training centers were to do that and list that many postings, that's going to make it next to impossible for any dog owner to come in and find what they're looking for. So they certainly could filter out the seminars, but that would mean any true seminar may not be found. So that's obviously not something we want to do. Yet at the same time, we're walking a bit of a fine line, because for some of the less popular sports, or just sort of specific sports that make it easier to teach one-on-one in sort of a private lesson, like I'll say I only am aware of one herding dog trainer in southern Alberta, and the only way she'll teach that is private one-on-one, and that makes a lot of sense. I know my own barn hunt instructor teaches one-on-one, and that's all that she offers. There's no group class for that. So it's really going to depend sport to sport. So it was really hard for us to make a blanket approach and just say nobody can set up a private session. But at the same time, we really want to encourage people who are in a more popular sport, where there are classes and other things available, not to set up their private events. And like I said, that's simply just because we want to make it easy for owners to find classes they're interested in. And that's not to say they aren't interested in private training, but typically if they find your training class, it's very easy to contact you and set up a private session as well. So that was one thing we really went back and forth on, and for now we have not banned anybody from, either on either side. I'll say the agility side or the herding side in our example here. We don't want to say you can't do it, but if you're in a more popular sport, we really would encourage you not to. Like I said, just so people can, it's a little easier for owners to find everybody. If there's hundreds or thousands of entries, that's not going to help any agility trainer out there, because they won't be able to find any of your other events as well, and they'll just give up and go somewhere else. So it's not ideal at the moment. We are just going to monitor the situation. We've thrown around a few different ideas. One is, if it becomes a problem, we could simply charge if you start posting over a certain number of events. That's not something I really would like to do. I would like this service to be free, so I'm a little shy to implement that. Like I said, I want it to be free, so I don't want to limit you from doing that if you have a real need to, and I don't want to charge people, or I don't want to hurt some of the larger training centers and penalize them because they do offer more classes, and implement, say, a 10 event limit per month. So I don't want to hurt the larger training centers, I'll say, that are behaving, but I also don't want to have somebody flood the event posting with a bunch of entries either. So if you are going to enter your events, sort of you want to list your private sessions or something like that, especially, like I said, if you're in an event where that's typical, where the only training option available is private sessions or drop-in classes, then I would encourage you, like, if you offer, let's say you offer your classes and you teach, say, 5 hours of training in a day, just set up one event and maybe call it a seminar, and then just in your description say each session is 1 hour. Click on the email link or call to book what hour you want. So that would be my preference for how you deal with it, rather than setting up 8 events or 5 events for each day. Just set one up for the whole day and just list sort of the window that people can book in, and use the description or the poster to kind of explain how that process works. So again, that's just going to cut down on the number of listings so people can find what they're looking for. So right now we're just going to monitor it and kind of see what best practices sort of emerge. If it becomes a problem, we might ban it altogether. But right now we're just going to monitor it. So I wanted to be upfront and honest with you about that, and just sort of tell you the perspective we're coming at when we look at it. So thanks for joining us. I hope that explained our thought process a little bit. There will be a link in the description here on YouTube a little bit lower that will kind of walk you through, again, just a little bit more of our thinking and sort of give you a bit of a window or a frame to operate in, so you're not worried that you're going to get in trouble with us, which you won't. If we think there's a problem with the account, we'll certainly contact you first, rather than, like, say shut you down or something like that. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, just let us know. You can email us at hello@dogsportuniverse.com. Thanks, everybody.